everybody. We are back with Melanie. We are going to be talking about the Super Galactic Center this time. And she has Pluto there. Well, just to be clear, that the Super Galactic Center is at 1 degree Libra, 1 degree something in the chart. Pluto is at 27 Virgo. Then we have Asteroid Lilith at 27 Virgo as well. And we have Black Moon Lilith at 29 Virgo. So they're all very, very close in different signs, but they're very close. So I would totally count them here. And this is a cool thing to bring up with you because you wrote a book on Lilith.
Yeah.
So that Lilith energy is like energized by the super. I mean, it seems like it is to me. I mean, even true Lilith, it's a little further out. Even true Lilith is at 7 degrees Libra, right? I mean, Lilith just all up the super GC's ass. I mean, they're all they're all together. Yeah. I guess. Do you feel like and I know what the answer is going to be, but you feel like Lilith is pretty spiritualized here?
Yeah. I feel like Lilith is very strong, and in the sense of this, spiritualizing her back to the true energy. So if most people know her as the demoness, and in the the tree of life, and that's used across the Kabbalah and all of lots of other religions as well, but it's like that map of finding heaven on earth. And then you've got the inverted tree of life, which is like, some call it the tree of death or whatever, but the shadow world. And Lilith is the demoness that rules the absolute bottom point of that. So it's like the Lilith energy is like descended like way down into the depths of incarnation, including like includes the experience of course deep shadow, and then but really she's from the light, like we all are. So I really feel very much like absolutely that Lilith is and this galactic energy with her and Plutonian like transformation is to evolve and bring. I think that she's already the light, but our experience of her, like on the earth, she's like rules all of that specific sort of nuanced shadow that she rules, like around sexuality and like power and like weird mother energies and all of that. Back to the truth of the light. So I feel very spiritualized Lilith energy, very strong.
Yeah, and I mean, with Pluto right there too, it's like, damn. I mean, I can't. It's almost like I can't think of a better person to seriously to have written. For truly, because it's like the Super Galactic Center is the black hole at the center of our meta cluster of galaxies, right? So it's even further out than the GC.
Right.
The GC is more, I mean, the GC is not really localized, but it's localized to
our galaxy, at least.
Whereas this one is way far out.
Wow, I didn't even know that about. I'm learning so much more about this galactic center from you. Thank you. I didn't even know where the Super Galactic Center was. So.
It just seems like being spiritualized from that far out. I mean, like, I don't know. That feels like that would be insane. Like it's literally coming from something even outside of our, or you're tapped into it in such a way that is so outside of our of being localized. It's
that makes sense. I haven't thought about that because I didn't even know about the Super Galactic Center. I've only just know the name, and I've only just realized the close connections. I knew very much about the Lilith, Asteroid Lilith, and Pluto at 27, squaring my ascendant at 27 on the Galactic Center in Sag, and that and my Saturn at 27 Taurus, and like all of that. But I that's so interesting that you say like that the Super Galactic Center is so further even deeper into the universe.
Yes.
Because, you know, we're talking about the tightrope of the awareness of duality that we get with our localized, like, Milky Way galactic center, and that I've personally felt so clear that the light only, I never, apart from having a bit of a like wobble, but I never, it was me going bad. I just didn't want to go. I didn't want to fall. That was the point. I was light. It just gave me a hard time through a couple of years. And then it was over. But that sort of makes sense, that the localized polarity awareness of the tightrope, but behind that is something much deeper. And that kind of makes sense. That it's the Super Galactic Center.
Yes, it does.
Where it's like so much will for light, so much like so much clarity that is the path. And the Lilith energy is expressed only on that path.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
that definitely does.
Yeah.
And even like, okay, like in the video before, you mentioned the unity thing, and unifying in relationship, right? Like, and the blending of the masculine and the feminine. It feels like with Lilith here, and with Pluto here, because Pluto is transformation, and it's power, it's all of these things. It seems like you wouldn't accept or you wouldn't want to accept anything here other than being able to embrace the unity, right? Because Lilith does deal with this, especially in my opinion, especially that the asteroid part has a lot to do with unity and wanting that equality, right? Like wanting it, seeking it. And I can't really see you with these things going on in your chart. I'm looking down at it. I can't really see that going any other way. Like, I can't really see you being happy with anything that wasn't a true merging of.
Yeah, that's right. And it's absolutely, I am not able to accept at all anything less than that. But that doesn't mean that, as you know, it's on a plate, but it means that there's a constant driving force and motivation that it cannot stop, like, to constantly keep working towards that and just unraveling the next bit of mistrust and the next bit of betrayal and the next bit of grief, and to come back to that, there has to be unification. And it has to be kind of perfect because of that Virgo, or that Virgo attitude. It does feel like that.
Or at least, at the very least, perfect for you. At the very, perfection is so hard to.
Yeah.
But it's Or do you strive, or are you talking about perfect for you, or are you talking about perfect in broader terms?
Well, it feels pretty broad. Everything feels broad and vast. But it feels like a massive, it feels like just a huge vastness of of finding unity in everything, and like a spiritual perfection. And then there's an actual human in a marriage and a relationship, like looking to have like a unified intimacy and sacred union in an earthly experience. And it's like, so it's kind of everywhere, but it's just such a paradox of like the grounded earthly reality of, and yet in every moment of that still feeling like completely informed and by that vast spiritual unity. It's like, it's really just what I'm always thinking, doing, and experiencing. And it's fucking hard because it's we're here as humans. It's and when you like looking for perfection, and when I do like I use the word prayer because that's what I feel like they are. And like in my earnest, like speaking with consciousness all the time, it's like I'm always asking for pure sacred intimacy, you know, unified wealth. It's like it has to be. Yeah, it has to be that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I can't see you. I cannot see you accept, like, I know it's hard, but I can't see you really accepting anything else.
That's how it feels. And it's like, because I was just speaking about this with my husband Wayne on the weekend, like just saying like those big calls in the manifestation of like, thank you for, you know, thank you for the experience of unified intimacy, sacred union in a relationship, pure intimacy. Then that means the beloved, or, you know, consciousness is like, yeah, sure. But first, that means this is going to have to go, and that's going to have to go, and that's going to have to go. And then it's just the most massive, it's been just the most massive journey of big chunks, like really big chunks having to be gone in order to reach for the stars with such high visions of like because the awareness of that is the truth. The unity of the truth. And it's like, the seeking of that in an embodied way in a real life world is like a big journey. And
things will have to go away, you know, in order to
which means they have to be flushed out and and come up and cause havoc and, you know, all sorts of and not just over it like a couple of days, but like big themes, big arcs of change. That are, and then quite grueling, because it's like, well, if you want perfection, then you still, you know, if you're not willing to stop at 50%, then you keep going. And I still find myself constantly praying and that I'm going to experience those things, so it doesn't slow down. And I can't stop that.
Keep the momentum going, kind of.
I just can't not. So it's been hectic.
And I'm sure it has, but necessary. I feel
it is necessary. It's like there's no other way.
Let me see if there were. Let me see. I think we touched on this in the last one, but I might bring it up just in case somebody didn't see the last one, they see this one. You've talked about having the capacity for light and dark. This is something that you talked about in the last one, but not going towards the dark. That feels very Pluto, Black Moon Lilith, and Asteroid Lilith conjunct the Super Galactic Center, along with having your ascendant conjunct the GC. They both feel that way, and they, like Pluto and Asteroid Lilith are squaring your ascendant and the GC exactly. So that there feels like there would be something there to, you know what I mean? To
be done.
I feel like people, I have here in the questions, people might interpret what you are doing as dark. I could see this happen, especially with the Galactic Center conjunct the Ascendant and the distortion thing that can happen. But it does seem to me that you want to make the shadow stuff less shadowy.
Yeah.
And I think that is very much, but do you find that you hit resistance to that? Like from, and I mean, not necessarily people that you know well, just people in. With how, say, in the example of, you know, the book I'm Lilith, which puts it all into a story, but it's all in there about that journey from falling into shadow and how the whole Lilith story works. Yes, I find that I feel like my soul, especially through that brush, when I did have a brush with the like full-on shadow, it's our doggy, that I learnt absolute clarity, like to stay completely focused and not to fuel the illusion and understanding of why the shadow's there, but don't fuel it. So it's not spiritual bypassing. I've done all of that over the years, and it's just be the truth, only focus on the truth and accept the truth. So I feel like that sort of prepared me, and so the vibration is not
doesn't attract a lot of resistance in the way of people saying, oh, that's evil, or, you know, you're a demoness or something. But a little bit, like a little bit, or it's more that doesn't get expressed. It's more that some people are super triggered by the book, and they either cannot even like look at it, or they just can't go there, even though I know it's very entertaining and as well as meaningful, and it's a very, you know, there's nothing wrong with the book on that level. So they definitely do. And then there's people whose lives are changed and they absolutely resonate and love it, and they really, well, door slam there. So yeah, it's like a succinct feeling like that. So I think the potential could have been there to be more polarizing, where people could have felt that dark, but I feel like it's been stripped out, because I'm just like, my mission is just so much to stay on track with the truth and nothing but the truth. And the truth of Lilith is that she's an amazing element of consciousness who has taken that experience into the depths of incarnation and what it means to play with shadow and light in order to develop and evolve. But the truth is light and only light. So on that level, I don't feel like there's that much as there could be. Yeah,
that is good, because I mean, what your book is about, you know, I could see how it could be. I mean, here in Texas, I know some people that would be, you know what I mean, that have a you know, but I find that a lot of, maybe I shouldn't say all of the time, but a lot of the time, the people that are triggered by this kind of thing are the people that actually need this kind of thing the most.
Well, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's probably a step too far though for someone at that point of the journey. But yeah, the whole religious thing and all of that. But you know, mostly it's no. They just don't see it. It's too far removed, like vibrationally, I think, from that kind of they won't even go near it. It's like it's burning, like and not even to criticize it. So yeah. I feel like that's the job. But it does, you know, she gets pretty dark in there, and, you know, it's like because you can't whitewash or pretend we didn't have the experience. It's a sacred experience of, you know, finding out who we are. And she really found out in a strong way. And she sort of epitomizes the separation between the feminine and the masculine and all of that. So, and all the sexuality. So the sexuality in the book is quite triggering or awakening. I find people, they often respond quite a lot to that. But it's, the book is very sympathetic to the true Lilith, and that she's, you know, she's an amazing woman. Terrible things happen to her. She falls, she spirals, she comes back. That's it in a nutshell.
And that's what the coming back, you know, we all have.
We've all gone down there.
Yeah. Some more than others, some longer than others. But we've all, what matters is that we come back. You know? We come back, and it's like you know, the whole light and dark discussion with the GC and all of this and Lilith. It's like I really like popular culture stuff too, and how it's shown in movies and books and stuff. And I love Stranger Things. Have you watched Stranger Things? I have. The first 2 seasons. I have not seen the newest one.
It gets way more hectic with this great, to me, amazing way that they show light and dark. It just really spoke to those energies in me, and that it is so clever how it shows the dark is not real, the underworld, what do they call it? The upside down. And just the way that, how much you develop and grow and find your true courage and strength and love, and it's actually quite profound. So it's like we do have to go to the upside down, and it takes a lot to get back out, and we can get stuck there and not destroyed, because we're always going to come back, because we just come back again and again and again. But we're pretty keen to get out now, because we've pretty much done a full tour. of that like shadow world, and we're pretty much all over it. I think there's nothing more to see there.
I think you're right about that. I think there's, yeah.
Yeah. And Lilith's a good guide for that, because she's really like, gone down there, and she represents that part within ourselves. But if there's still bits of her locked up, suppressed, exiled in the self, she still needs to be reconciled, and where we haven't freed her within the self. So that's what I mean by that spiritual bypassing. We can't do that. So it's not like I light, and we don't look at anything else, but it's just that always just having that as the anchor back to that truth.
You're certainly not advocating that anybody not acknowledge these.
Definitely not. But you can get caught up there as well, and I've experienced that as well. So it's just a real dance.
It is.
That's the game. That's what we do. That's what we do here. So
yeah, it is. It is like a game in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It really is. I could talk about that for a while. The game.
The galactic game.
Yeah, because it really does. The older that I get, then the more that I think about, I'm like, it's like a fucking game. It really is. It is, isn't it? And our souls love it. It's just that when we're like, from other perspectives, sometimes we're like, it's terrible, but Yeah, and I feel like when we're on the other side, we probably sit and we laugh our asses off about all the shit here.
Yeah.
We're like,
we totally would. I love saying that and thinking about that. Yeah. It's like watching a movie as well. I always say, feel like that and say, like, a movie's always got heaps of drama, and then in the end everyone wins and it's all beautiful and awesome, and it's like, but you're going to get hassled like heck in every single movie, right? And it's a game, and some days you're like, when it's a bad day or having a bad time, just like, fuck off, like, just, it's not funny. But when you're feeling good and you can see it, it's all,
and you're like,
I get it.
Yeah, it's easier to, when you're in a good place and a good frame of mind, it's easier to put that in perspective. Like, it really is a game.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to share before we head off?
On like Lilith and the Galactic Center.
That I didn't ask her, that didn't come up. And if not, that's fine too.
I guess no, it's I guess she just is that pinpointed and way that I've explored and connected with and worked with the Galactic Center. So I think she's a great ambassador of it, because she holds she's got that extreme polarity. So if she went to extreme dark, that's because she can, or shadow, not dark, but she has light commensurate with that, and in the big wholeness of that, she's just epic. And that's like kind of like the Galactic Center, or even the Super Galactic Center. It's like, it's
very much, yes, it very much is. I think an ambassador, I think that term is a cool one for
Ambassador
her.
Lilith,
for her, and for even other, any kind of archetype that has that kind of, that kind of polarity, that kind of totally. But I can totally see how she connects, for sure.
And just how sacred she is on that mission, and how it's so old now to see her and worship those. People can do what they like, but to me, to get into all of that side of her is not the true Lilith. It's not my true Lilith anyway. So I always feel like I want to like speak up for Lilith, and that's not who the truth is, but she had as an amazing act of service to creation, she went down to the bottom of the tree of life in its shadow, right into the polarity of the earth and the experience of polarity on the earth. And that's an incredible gift and service that the energy of Lilith gave, and it wasn't, it's not time. The time is over for dabbling around in the mud down there. She's done that, and that's not who she is. But so it's just a lot of love for the real Lilith and her within us, all of us.
Honoring that part of all of us kind of thing. So Lilith Galactic Center, they're besties, I think. I think that, yes, I could see how they would like each other very much. Yes. And get well. Yeah.
They get each other. Yeah.
Well, before we head off, you wanna share where everybody can find you and your book?
Yes. So I'm at melaniedufty.com. And my book, I Am Lilith, it's on anywhere online, on any place. There's links on my website, but you can get it anywhere in the world. I Am Lilith. So it's a story, but it's based on these deeper truths, and so
awesome. I was wondering if you were going to bring it closer.
Oh, sorry, I'll bring it closer.
Oh, no, I was waiting for you too. Oh yeah, that looks good.
So nice image there. Very Lilith.
Cool.
There we go. Thank you so much for the chance to talk
and
to you.
Thank you for wanting to come on and for talking to me. I appreciate it.
Love it. So good. So good to be heard and like talk about with someone like you. So thank you so much. Love it.
Thank you too. And I guess we're gonna head off, but I will see all of y'all later. Okay, love